Right, hello and welcome to another Dauntless development video. Now this is another devlog in the series about my voxel kind of roguelite, that's what it is. So similar to games like Diablo and Path of Exile, but a lot less graphically fancy, let's say. Now for this kind of milestone, I guess, for this kind of section of my progress. What I wanted to work on was I wanted to get the level generation networked. So previously, what I had was some level generation that works pretty well. In fact, I'm very happy with it. There's a couple of bugs. I do know about a couple of bugs, but I'll get on to fixing them as and when I get the chance. So what I wanted to do was basically get the level generation networked first of all, and second of all, I wanted to have the pathfinding networked. Now, one issue that I encountered is with Unity by default. If you want to use the Unity nav mesh, which is what I decided to use for this project. Now, typically, I tend to make my own A star, but this time I thought, why not use the one that's there already? I thought it would save some time. It might have actually taken more time than it could have saved. So by default, with the Unity nav mesh and pathfinding, if you can't generate a nav mesh at runtime, you have to pre-bake the nav mesh. So what that means is when you build your level before you run the game, you have to build everything yourself already, like ahead of time. Bake the nav mesh, so that just means it just builds the nav mesh and saves it, and then you can use it in the game. That's how the Unity nav mesh system works by default. Now, there is what I had to do, because obviously with my level generation, nothing is pre-built. I don't even have any besides the actual tiles that because every room is built of floor tiles. Besides the individual tiles, there's no actual prefabs of rooms. It's just a tile that it builds as many as it needs to be. So I had to download a kind of I think it's like an experimental package from GitHub that allows you to basically do that. So you can bake nav meshes at runtime. So that solved that problem. So now I can generate a level, have it all navigate perfectly fine, and it works over the network as well. It seems to work pretty quickly over the network as well. It doesn't seem to be that slow. Pretty much instant. There doesn't seem to be any kind of lag. There's a slight delay with spawning enemies at the start, but that's about it. So yeah, that all works. Now, one more thing I wanted to work on was previously I had two kinds of attack. Oh, sorry, I didn't have two kinds. I had one attack. I had an attack and I had a roll. I had two abilities that you could use, but they weren't actually like fully formed. It was kind of in a testing state. I just wanted to be able to damage enemies, and I wanted to have something else like a roll. So I hadn't really programmed it the way I would like to in the future. So one of the main things I've worked on this kind of section is I've been trying to take that apart, rebuild it into a kind of modular ability system where I can create new abilities easily, so that I can add more to the game without having to write lots and lots of code. They'll all kind of share the same code. So now basically what I can do is I can create a new ability in about 10 minutes, as long as I have the animations made and stuff, which I currently don't have all the animations, but I will create them as I go. But as long as I have the animations and stuff, I can make an ability within minutes, if that. So I've put a lot of work in without a huge amount of progress this kind of time, really. But it means that from this point onwards, I've built the foundation to speed everything up a lot quicker. So in the next kind of section, the next milestone, I should have a lot more abilities. I'm wanting to have a spell book where you can select your abilities for each slot, and I'm hoping that should all turn out quite well. But on to what's actually there. So I'll show you. We'll move over to here. And what I can do is, and I've just 1 second. Why is this? I'm just it doesn't seem to be moving. I'll just rerun this. 1 second. I don't know why it was why it doesn't seem to be running. So I'll host a server just like normal. And you see the enemy has spawned. So it takes a little while to populate the world. That was one more thing I did actually. I totally forgot to mention that. Is now enemies spawn when the level's generated, as opposed to just be having to be placed manually. So yes, so you've got this is kind of the new UI format I'm going for. So I've got 4 abilities along the bottom and then 2 abilities here. So each one of these corresponds to the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then left click, right click. So it's kind of similar to Diablo in that. Obviously, you can. What I'm planning on doing is allowing you to rebind them when we get to that. Right now, all these abilities are the same ability effectively. They just insta kill from a 10-meter range, I think it is. And then my left click is just an auto attack, which is a lot shorter range. Right click is to roll. One thing I have changed is roll now, instead of what used to happen is roll would roll forward every time, whereas now roll will roll in the direction of the mouse as opposed to just randomly. It's still a bit fiddly, the roll. I think I still need to work on that. That is one thing I haven't moved into the new modular kind of ability system, so that's one thing I still need to do. And when I do that, I'll take a closer look as to why roll seems to sometimes roll further and quicker. So I'll have to test that out. But yes, so as I said, what I've got is the levels are populated. It's all networked. I've got different abilities, so you would be able to. I mean, right now, there's no kind of menu to do it. But if I put the menu in, you would be able to place any abilities you want in these 4 slots. You could have endless abilities. They all have their own cooldowns. Another thing I plan on adding is a global cooldown. So when you activate one ability, it will put them all on cooldown, but like just for a short period of time. What I have decided on this week, whilst I've been kind of planning out where this is going to go, I've decided to split abilities into 2 categories, basically. So, as I've said previously, I wanted to include like RPG elements, like, leveling up with stats, building a character, etc. But I don't want to have classes. So I didn't want to restrict anybody to stick to a specific class. So if you want to be a cloth-wearing warrior, that's fine. If you want to be a heavy armor-wearing mage, that's fine. If you want to cast some spells and use a sword and sometimes throw out a healing spell, that's also fine. But obviously, if you don't spec into specific stats, then you're not as powerful as other people, but it's perfectly valid. You could be a jack of all trades. I don't want to limit the players on what they're allowed to do. I want people to be able to choose exactly how they want to play. So because of that, I want to have skills unlocked through stats. So you will be purchasing stat points. So you will get, and I guess I'll just move back to this scene since we're not looking at the game anymore. So I want the players to spend points into stats. So you'll level up as you play. You will spend points into leveling up stats, and as you level up, say, strength, for example, you will unlock the ability to purchase certain perks. Some perks and abilities. So you could get a strength ability, and you would get points to spend in abilities, and you can choose between the ones you've got. So say once you've reached 5 strength, for example, you can choose between a few abilities, and obviously you can't get them all because you only have a limited amount of points. So it's, you can still, there's still choices to be made. There shouldn't be a point where you you shouldn't get really powerful really quickly. Is the point. But I'm also going to have weapon skills. So you'll have skills linked to a specific weapon class. So you'll have sword skills, spear skills, two-handed skills. One thing I am toying with the idea of is having one-handed skills which work for all one-handed weapons, and then having sword skills which work for all swords. And then you could obviously have a combination of one-handed and sword skills, and then you could have two-handed and sword skills if you're using a two-handed. Dual wielding skills. I do want dual wielding. That's one thing I really do want. And I really want to have shields as well. And obviously skills associated with those. So I want basically the more you use a certain class of weapon, you will level up with that weapon. And then unlock new skills for that class of weapon. But you won't, for example, if you have a sword and you get a better one, you won't have to, you won't lose all your skills by getting the new sword. Because it's just going to be based on weapon class, not the actual specific weapon itself. So as long as you move from a one-handed sword to a one-handed sword, you'll still keep all the abilities. You'll just get increased stats. I am toying with the idea, but obviously, I don't want to feature creep and put too much stuff in. I am toying with the idea of having kind of like legendary weapons or unique weapons which have a special skill that is only on that weapon. Obviously, something like that you wouldn't want to be replacing all the time, so I'd have to figure out a way of having that be valuable enough that you'd not want to replace it, but at the same time, obviously, you don't want to be able to find it at like level 1 and then never replace your weapon ever again, kind of thing. So a lot of it's going to take some kind of gameplay testing and balancing. But anyway, as of so far, I'm very happy with the progress. I would like to have gotten more done with regards to getting the abilities, because currently the abilities aren't quite networked. They'll do the damage, but the animations aren't, and that's not very much at all. I could easily do that. The reason I haven't bothered is because obviously right now I only have one animation anyway, so I'm going to wait and do all that once I've created animations for all these. So my next week, or not next week, but next kind of milestone, my focus is going to be making some new enemies, which is what one of the things I wanted to do this week, or this milestone. I keep saying week, but I tend to do it in like 2 weeks chunks. I wanted to create new enemies, but because of other work, as much as I would love to do this all the time and only make games all the time, I do have other work which I get paid for, because I don't get paid for this until somebody buys it. So I do have other work that has taken a lot of my time recently, so I haven't quite got as much in the way of coding done as I would like. But I'm pretty happy with the time that I've spent where I've got. I think going forward it should get easier. But yeah, leading on to the next week, I want to make some new characters, some new enemies. Sorry. Work on some new abilities. So basically, just make some animations and some effects to tie with the abilities that are already there. Because as I said, the abilities now are very simple to make. So all I need to do is make the animations now. I would like to get some sound effects in. That would be really nice, because currently we have no sound, and obviously it doesn't feel right if there's no sound. Especially if I couldn't release it like this. So I think for the next kind of version I want to playtest, I would like to have sound so you can kind of get the good feel of the game. And also would like to get some textures so that the levels aren't kind of just beige. So I want to try and make the game start looking good. Because once I've got that, then, that's when I can start working on things like trailers and stuff like that. But so I'm hoping that probably it's going to be another 2 weeks. I want to just get a few enemies, get some animations for some abilities, get some different types, and make sure everything's networked and everything's all working. And yeah, as I said, get some textures, make it look pretty, and maybe some sound effects. I think mostly I've got the kind of the core gameplay now, like the foundations is in place. So I'm kind of moving on to content now as opposed to putting it together. So far the focus has been making it work, and now it's kind of at the point where it works. I need to make content so that it's fun. So currently it's kind of, I mean, it could be enjoyable for a few minutes, but I want to hold players for more than a few minutes. So I need to have sound effects, voice lines. I want to have voice lines, all sorts of stuff. And it's not a big story. I don't plan on having some kind of massive lore, but I do want to have like some kind of backstory and story to follow, just so that there's a reason to keep playing. Um, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but my idea is you'll start in a prison, is the idea. And you're going to break out of prison and you're going to fight your way through the prison. And it's some like stupidly large prison. It doesn't have to make geographical kind of sense. It's going to be like infinitely large. And then eventually you'll go through floors upon floors, fighting bosses upon bosses, and you'll kill the final boss. And then who knows, expansion pack, etc. If there was any reason to release such a thing. But yes, so that's all for this week. That's all for now, anyway. As I said, I'm going to be probably releasing another one in about 2 weeks' time, maybe 3. It depends on where I feel like. I'm trying not to. Originally, I wanted to do this every week, but as I said, because of outside, like other work beyond this, where I have to really put my focus. I can't really stick to a complete hard schedule. So rather than try and release things or like release a video when I'm not happy with it, I'd rather just kind of release it when I think I've reached a point where I've got something to talk about, basically. So it should be about 2 weeks, but depending on work, could be 3. But it shouldn't be any longer than 3. So that's all for this week anyway. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.